statue. Okay, so I had a request. From a sacrifice, and normally I don't take requests, but this one stood out to me, and it was Rewan. Rewan asked, I said I was going to add more dupes when we got to space, so this was like a week ago. All right, he asked this. Can I add him as a space-only dupe? He doesn't want to be a sacrifice, complaining about the work conditions and so on. So he wants to spend a lot of his time stuck in a spaceship. And I said, you know what? G'day, mate. Welcome back to Oxnard Included with me, Jetty. I'm here just having one more thought. About the tragedies that happened in episode 32, and I have a solution for episode 33. I'm just gonna finish having my brain fried, and the solution is I now have the regenerative trait. So I'll no longer suffer quite as much when, you know, damage is dealt around, because I now heal 20 per cycle. As for everybody else, bad luck. So, mistakes. There's always mistakes in every episode. Things that we need to fix. So, our rocket up here is either pushing carbon dioxide through the walls, which is what happened to, I can't remember, ergophobia. Ergophobia also got pushed through the wall. Or this room had a lot of carbon dioxide in it when we sort of tried to let ergophobia out. Consequently, the whole base is full of carbon dioxide. So we're going to fix that up this episode. Actually, I'm going to do one better. I'm going to use a blueprint mod. And we're just going to copy that. And paste it right about here. Power overlay. We're going to cancel the existing power wires. Grab some new power wires. Probably 8, because I actually want one other thing finished first. Nope. In there. There. Done. And also need to run power down to a filter that is set to priority 9, and nobody can be bothered building it. So yeah, we're going to just set up some quick sorting of our excess carbon dioxide and go dump it down in our autosave. Come on. I think I let go of the mouse. I'm wondering if I've got a trail of... No, I don't see a trail of gas pipe everywhere. We're going to run it into here. Okay, so that's the first job I want done. I really want this sorted so at least it'll start pumping out. I have put down a filter down here to actually sort out the carbon dioxide. So, step number 1. Step number 2, new printables. So, suit wearing and supplying with narcoleptic and triphobia. Sure. I have a couple of new supporters we need to bring into the fold. We have Emperor Nuke, who I'm guessing watches a lot of my Factorio content because I self-nuke far too much. Good news, Emperor Nuke, you have a bed right here. You have a snazzy suit right here. You're going to... Nope. We're going to look at your skills. You're going to go straight into field research because we want you to get into an Atmos suit as fast as possible, which technically means that. We're going to do them this way. Alavan also has got their first skill point, so they can have a little bit more in research. It means that whilst they're running on their generators, they should level up faster. We want priorities. Emperor Nuke. Down here, we want you to do operate. Nope. That one. Emperor Nuke is... I'll unpause it so at least he can start moving this way. Emperor Nuke is allowed in only. Copy settings. And No, he has his hat. Okay, so he's set up. He's going to be allowed to come in here. And everybody else isn't. So hopefully he should come in here and run under the wheel forever, like everybody else. Consumables. I've also turned off fried mushroom for all the regular inhabitants. Basically, I want to start forcing the duplicates across to either barbecue or surf and turf. I don't have enough fish still to maintain my surf and turf. These guys are now overcrowded, so they've been deprioritized. These have been increased in priority, so hopefully we can start filling up this fish tank. So that's going as well. You need to be set to carbon dioxide. You're now done. I can ignore you now. We need to deconstruct that. And that whilst we're here. Cool. That worked. Priority 6. We're going to try and get this petroleum boiler, not this episode, hopefully next episode running. It still needs a lot of work. A lot of work to finish it up. I have actually hooked up the gas pump so I can start vacuuming the area out, but it still has a lot of work to go. The main project this episode is going to be one of these. I've got to line this up in the right spot. There. There. So, we're setting up this episode, we're basically setting up this episode space scanners. That's going to be the big priority for this episode. Trying to get space scanners up and running because I need to start opening the roof. Basically, that's the thing that we really, really need to get finished. Our rocket has one launch left in it. It can go to here, and then it needs to be recycled and changed over to a petroleum rocket. So we need our petroleum boiler running. We need to have space scanners running so we can actually look in space properly. So yeah, there's a couple of jobs to be done. Heavy or conductive wire. Also need to bring this right the way across to here. So that has to be done. That has to be done. What else has to be done this episode? These guys should get built. Did I see Emperor Nuke's already in here? Excellent. You can run on that wheel forever. We have a couple of achievements, so let's go check those out really quickly. Come on, game. You can do it. Cathud. Okay, so we have Art Underground we finally got. No place like clone, maybe? Home sweet home. All duplicates must have a morale of 16 or higher. I have no idea how we got that. I'm guessing all the bad duplicates found a back way into the main base and ran in and grabbed some morale with some nice food, along with probably sitting in the mess hall. We did finish Space Race, and we also finished Totally Tubular. Because we've got the transit tubes in finally. Speaking of transit tubes, we need to put in another access point out of copper. Golds plus 50 decor. And you have a minus 10 decor, so you're going to go there. Yes, we're completely out of copper, completely out of gold. We still have a water problem over here. Massive water problem over here, and over here. This guy, even though it's completely immersed in just about every liquid you can think of, is still erupting, which means, although my pump's pumping out 10 kilos per second, and failing, because you can see this one's being covered, this has an average output of 2.5 kilos, so this guy's only making like 7.5 kilograms per second headway on what liquid's around here. So, that's done. This is going to be the major project. The other thing I need to do is our in-floor heating. We can see we have liquid we have the liquid pipe with 10 kilos of water at 32 degrees. What's actually happened is the pipe loop has come through the kitchen enough times that it started picking up heat from the kitchen. So we need to actually add air conditioning, basically. In-floor air conditioning to the base. Luckily enough, we have an anti-entropy thermonullifier up here, which we're going to put to good use. So, second big project for this episode is encase this thing in, deconstruct buildings. We want to remove those floor tiles, cancel those two as well, probably. And we're going to fill this with hydrogen and a bunch of radiant pipe. Like so. Normal pipe can come in over here and leave over there. So yeah, we need to put hydrogen in this room, which means let the existing gas out, which we will do somehow. Probably just force it out the floor. But yeah, fill the room with hydrogen. Actually hook a hydrogen input into this thing so it can start cooling. We're also going to need temp shift plates out of copper's more than adequate. That'll use up all our copper. Actually, we should have tons and tons and tons of, not lead, leaded work, iron. There we go. I can't cover the outside, obviously, because I don't want the temp shift plates to interact with walls. So we're just going to do... I can't replace. Okay. So we're just going to do, you know, just the inside area. Meanwhile, how's this going? Is this started yet? Okay. So let's explain this. We have 2 space scanners. Space scanners have to be at least 14 tiles away from another building, so they don't interfere with them. As you can see, I've got like 17 tiles till we get up to the bunker doors, which is fine. And these guys are separated by... They're actually separated by 15 tiles because it counts the bottom left-hand tile. So we've gone 1 extra tile. They're also 14 tiles away from the edge of the map. Actually, 15 tiles. It doesn't count robo-miners. So robo-miners shouldn't affect the scan quality of these guys. And the idea with this is we're going to have the 2 space scanners, which should be able to read space, make sure we're not going to open the doors at the wrong time. We've got a bunch of robo-miners in here, and if we start, let's start with this guy. So this guy can clear off the back of the next guy, so on and so forth, all the way along, all the way to the end, which can clear any regolith that happens to fall down here. We're actually going to bridge. We're actually going to contain this in, so this will be a solid structure with the dupes only being able to access from below in the future, not right now. And at the same time, we're going to have a cooling loop running through the whole system to keep the robo-miners cool, because otherwise they will definitely overheat. The mesh tiles are actually completely transparent as far as the space scanner is concerned, so they're not going to block the sight to the skies. Down here, we have a bunch of solar panels, which I've blueprinted in, hopefully. Probably not, because it's still in the unknown fog of war. We also have a steam turbine, a thermo aqua tuner, which is going to provide cooling to keep our robo-miners cool. And basically, we just need the duplicates to build it. It's going to take them a little while, purely because they have to come up to the left-hand side, right across the whole map, and then down here to actually get it done. Speaking of things I want the duplicates to do, we want to start getting rid of, well... Really, I just need to get rid of the mafic rock. The regolith will fall straight down, and then it'll just get dealt with. Can I build 1 there? And that should let me deconstruct that loader. So yeah, I just need to get rid of the mafic rock layer. So what we're going to do is we're going to be a little bit lazy, and we're going to use robo-miners to do it. And just accept that some of the robo-miners are going to get cooked on the way through. If we bring up the temperature overlay, it's... Nah, it's all like 200 degrees. It should be okay. That's going to get covered. Okay, try this again. We're going to deconstruct that tile and that tile. And then if I put a robo miner there and plug it in. Yeah, we just need to get rid of these 2 tiles. And then we should be good to go. And the other thing I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to set that... Oh, I can't because it has priorities. We can give Alavan and Emperor Nuke access, even though they can't get here, so they can't technically get access, but, you know, at a later stage they finally can. The other thing I've done between episodes, I've set up this guy and hooked him up to the conveyor overlay to actually ship junk, rot pile, polluted dirt over to the poke shells. But now we're no longer eating mushrooms, I also need to get rid of the 3 bazillion tons of mushrooms we have right here and ship that over to the dupes that we don't like feeding. Those ones. You know the ones I'm talking about, the sacrificial dupes. So that needs gold. We don't have any gold. So I need to get a new construction task up and running. Let's put a tile in. Nope, there. We need to come over this conveyor line. And we're going to ship food down to these pesky little duplicates over here. And I'm figuring, because it'll be somewhat funny, that we need to make them go through the pinch row farm to get food. Because why not? Shipping, conveyor, shoot. Also, apart from we just put a hole in it, no, it's full of oxygen. I need a room full of carbon dioxide. And I thought that would work perfectly. Turns out it's full of oxygen. Let me ship it down here. Okay, we'll cancel the shoot for... Actually, cancel. We'll cancel that for the moment. We'll mop that. We'll mop that. You can be deconstructed. You're not actually doing anything. Do I want to ship it all the way down here? Well, I should be shipping regolith over here. Okay, let's fix that at the same time. Auto sweeper. We're going to put an auto sweeper. Okay, you can go away. You can go away. Shipping, we're going to need a conveyor loader and a receptacle. Don't want to swap the order. Okay, let's try this again. Shipping, we're going to want a regolith line is here, which needs to come all the way over here and down here, and then the other one needs to go out. So no, we're going to put a loader there, a receptacle there. We're going to cancel all of that because we're not actually ready for it. I need to turn the priority down on this because it's just not super high priority. So this should be our regolith line that looks to be empty of regolith. So we're going to drag this right across the map, and we're going to ship our regolith in. Oh, that's going to kill our poor plant. It's alright, we didn't want that meal ice anymore. So that'll ship in our regolith, and then we're going to put in another one right above. Oh, no, I thought I'd hit an autosave. Down to here, which will ship out our polluted dirt stuff. Okay, so that'll fix that problem. We're gonna mop that, mop that, mop that, mop that. We're gonna actually build in a couple of tiles there and there. That way stuff won't fall down here. Power. Power could be an interesting problem because this is on a self-contained little grid. Actually, let's take it up to there and across there. There we go. That's our power sorted. And over here we want a conveyor chute. Do you have... Oh no, you do have regolith. Even though it doesn't show up on the overlay, you do have regolith. Okay. Which now means our mushrooms... I can still store them down here. There's nothing to stop me. Oxygen levels. No, that's full of carbon dioxide. That's where we're going to store it. Okay. So we're going to come into here, which means you need to be a solid tile. You just need some ladders. Right the way across there. Okay. Where are we? We're going to... Whoop. Bring this conveyor rail up to there, across to there. That's where we're now going to ship all our mushrooms. And we're going to drop it on the floor for our little duplicates. And we're just going to build in a bit of a wall. So hopefully the carbon dioxide isn't released from this room. That should fix that problem. In the meantime, we have new printables. So, perfect opportunity. Okay. So, I had a request. From a sacrifice. And normally, I don't take requests. But this one stood out to me. And it was Rewan. Rewan asked. I said I was going to add more dupes when we got to space. So this was like a week ago. All right, he asked this. Can I add him as a space-only dupe? He doesn't want to be a sacrifice, complaining about the work conditions and so on. So he wants to spend a lot of his time stuck in a spaceship. And I said, you know what? I think we could do that. It's going to rewind in space. But for Rewind to get to space, he needs to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 skill points. At the moment, he's 7 short. So he needs to level the hell up. So we're going to level him up. We're going to give him his own private little leveling chamber. So we're going to put in a manual generator. You've probably seen me do this before, except this one's going to be a little bit different. Door. He's going to need a furniture. He's going to need a bed. And he's going to need a mess table. And he's going to need a toilet. These are all going to be important for Rerun in space. He's also going to need the all-important light bulb. Go away. I need to put down a light bulb. It's going to need a little bit of power wire. And a ceiling light. And... Oh! I almost forgot the most important thing. It's also going to need a fridge. So this is going to be Rewind's little hidey hole. This is where he's going to live and work. He'll live in here as well, but it'll be mostly work. Okay, so now that that's done, I hope that's right. Yeah, that's the ship out. The ship out should be, I don't know, but I can copy that and put it there. So, small little build task here that we need to finish off, and then Rerun should be good to go. Tubes can't get in there to build that power line. Let's build the power wire like that. This is going to be Rerun in space. This is Rerun in space private toilet. And he's a red-headed, so, you know, all the love for the redheaded stepchild. On top of that, so we've now got all these conveyor rails, which also means... we need to do just a little bit of... So we need to have the dupes have just a little bit more access around the map. So we're going to have them dig out this whole side of the map. Which is going to come with a couple of problems. Most of them being due to the critters that are wandering around this side of the map. Nope. Copy. We want there, 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 and there. Okay, cancel conveyor rails. There to there. I don't actually need that conveyor rail at all. Obviously, they don't exist, and obviously... crap, where does that conveyor rail exist to? Conveyor rail. This is the in. Okay, it exists from there. Okay, small dig task. There to there. Those ladders are obviously in the wrong spot. Okay, cancel all the things that need to be cancelled. Cancel all of that, those. That, all of that needs to be cancelled. That, and that. At the same time, priority 5. Because I want this done, but I don't want it to be super high priority. It'll get done when it's done. What I do want to be super high priority is I want every single critter in this corner wrangled. Because there's a whole bunch of unhappy crabs in here. There is also a whole bunch of poke shell molt in here, which is very, very important because although we have a decent amount of steel, we're about to vastly upgrade our rocketry program. We want rerun in space, rerun in space, rerun in space. Actually, I need to priority 9 that section. Because this will be out of access in a little bit. And priority 9 that. So yeah, yeah, we're about to use a lot of steel, so I need a lot more lime. Actually, speaking of rerun, okay, you disable priority 1. Okay, the other thing we're going to need to do for rerun is we're probably going to have to give him some oxygen. Yeah, it's a little bit carbon dioxide up here. Do I put airflow tiles in here? Like, CO2 is a heavy gas, so it should flow in here. Nah, it should be fine. Okay, so we just need... I need this finished, and priority 7, I need this finished. And then we should be good to lock rerun in here. Now, he is going to need a source of food. Edible. Look, all of it. No, not all of it. No, not barbecue. Fried mushroom. Mushroom? Sure, spicy tofu. Nutrient bar. Omelette. Mush fry, mush brown, mush brew. Meal ice. Bristleberry, lettuce, and hazelnut fruit. He just needs a little bit of food in here because we're literally about to lock him in. So this is going to be rewind in space. Everybody else can leave. Where is this silly duplicate? Where is that redhead? Rewind in space. Move to here. Okay. And then everybody else is allowed into here. Yes. And rewind in space is allowed in, but not out. And everybody else is allowed out. So, everybody else can come in here and they can fill up his refrigerator for him. But that's all they can do. Meanwhile, he can undisable that. And your one job in life, Rerun, is now going to be run on that forever. It's going to be a priority 9 because no other duplicates can get in here and help you out with it. And providing we've got our oxygen flowing, yep, you should have air to breathe. It's not going to be high quality air, but it's air, so shut up. Meanwhile, we're going to be digging up one hell of a mess. And honestly, I'd really like them to dig from the bottom to the top. So we're going to just carefully prioritize our way up. Outhouse out of order. Okay, I'm going to need to... Probably 9. Do a little bit of a catch basin. So that doesn't happen. Because if Rewan... Well, we could leave Rewan just to pee in his pants. Rewan in space. Yeah, somebody needs to fill up your refrigerator. Mega Slothrin's going to come help you out. Because this is your only source of food. If somebody doesn't put food in there, you're a dead man. You'll be a freezing cold dead man, but you'll be a dead man. With hypothermia, you're fine. There you go. You've got food. It's a terrible meal. Shut up. Yeah, if we put a little roof on there, it should be fine. That water's going to get recycled. We've got a random pipe there that we can get rid of. And yeah, the poke shells just should get dumped down there. So, that's that task done. Oh, rocket's back. Set you to on. And I didn't see whether it burst out with a whole bunch of carbon dioxide. This is not finished. It seems unless I do 9s, things don't get done. Oh, especially that. That's inside the base. That's only the real duplicates can access this task. Which means there's even less of them to do it. This is slowly getting built. I want to click the use blueprint again and paste that over the top. That's wrong. Cancel all. Use blueprint. Try that again. That's better. Okay, so that's the construction task. I need to cancel buildings, those two. And put the drywall in there. Okay, so that's the task. We're going to priority 9 the hell out of it. Because I love my 9s. Meanwhile, rocket is slowly being refilled. Yup. Once this rocket's done, that's it. That's it for our Steam program. We're going to have to shut it down. In theory, I should be able to swap it out with a cargo rocket. In theory. And just have it launch to cargo places. Basically, hopefully. I don't know. I don't know if it'll actually work or not. It's something we're going to find out in the next couple of episodes. So, yeah. Rewan in space has got his own little job. He's fine forever. The duplicate's going to dig out this whole side of the base and make one hell of a mess. That's fine. That's all pretty much automated. This is half done. We need to put a gas vent up here. We're still going to have to get hydrogen up there, and actually liquid pipes. We'll just do a snip, and a snip, and you know what? That works well. That has the desired effect, doesn't it? No, because they haven't finished it. Alright. Priority now. That one and those ones. Because I didn't realize it wasn't finished. Liquid is unfortunately just flowing out. It's fine. It'll just get pumped back in. I think our tepidizer can go now, and the automation for it as well. Yeah, I don't think we need to continue to heat up this liquid. And then... Can I just pump fresh water in? You guys are done. Wow, that was quick. Okay. So I just need to refill, which it's doing automatically. Just refill the system. And then we should be good to go. It's probably going to pick up some not water. Do I care? Nah, I don't care. Automation. Automation wire. You don't have any way of getting automation into you. Okay. I need to work out how to automate this thing so I don't freeze the water in the pipes. And ideally I do it with a shut-off. We have room for a shut-off. Liquid shut-off. Okay. We do have the room, but I'd like more room. Alright, liquid pipe. We're going to bring that pipe that way. I'm going to bring this pipe that way. We're going to skip you. We're going to put a liquid bridge in there with a liquid shut-off, with a pipe, with a thermosensor right there, with a bit of automation wire. Suffocating. Rerun in space! Why are you suffocating? Because your vent got covered by liquid. Maybe a small oversight. Come on, mop it up. Yeah. Can anybody reach that vent? I don't think so. Oh, BV got 10 from above. There we go. Good news, rerun. You can harvest a hatch. There you go. It's dinner. Okay, we've built this overflow. Unfortunately, this filled up. Not the desired effect. If I do that, it'll just flow over the top. I think that's what we're going to do. If it fills up that way, that high, it'll just flow over. Oxygen. He's got a little bit of oxygen. You know, in my defense, I am pumping more in along with hydrogen. Why are we pumping hydrogen? That is hydrogen, isn't it? Yeah. We shouldn't be pumping in hydrogen. I think it's probably because these guys are too close to the electrolyzer. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Rewan is fine again. He has some oxygen to breathe. Yeah, he'll be fine. We got a new printables. Okay. None of you guys are suitable for space, so we're going to take on... we're going to take on Supply and tidy. Supply and tidy is probably the best for our particular base, just because there's so many things that need to be tidied up all the time. You know what? Actually, we're going to take on an inferior rook, because inferior rook is the next duplicate to actually be printed. Satellite is the one after that. I actually had to revert because the game hard crashed, so I sort of know what's happening in this episode. Unfortunately, not ideal, but inferior rook will be printed off. Are we out of beds? That's probably my first question. No. Due to the large number of sacrifices meeting their demise in previous episodes, turns out we actually still have spare beds, so that's perfectly fine. Alright. Okay, so we just need major construction tasks to be done all over the map. We need this to be done. We need you to be done, which needs a couple of tiles. Like I said, there's lots of things going on this episode. Lots and lots of things going on this episode. Actually, what's the thing about it? Emperor Nuke is not leveled up. Alavan has. He's now in tier 3 of astronomy, which means he can now start working his way down the rocket path. Okay, we were working on your automation. So we want send green signal if it's below 22. No, not 33. 22. 22, I think, is the... Yeah, 22 is sort of the temperature I want to aim for my duplicates. Okay. So, now that we've done that, we need to plug in all our pipes. So I'm going to deconstruct that bridge. Deconstruct those two, or disconnect those two, pump that out that way, disconnect those ones, pump liquid in to there and liquid out to there, and then disconnect all those from one another. That'll do. And you need a liquid input, so we're gonna just jam a bridge on there for half a second so you're empty. So the idea is we're going to check the temperature, and we're going to need a bit of conductive wire to hook that up. So the idea is we're going to check the temperature. If the temperature is too low, it'll bypass the cooling room. If it's fine, if it's too hot, it'll then go through the cooling room, hopefully be cooled back down, and then pump back out. Okay, so that's that done. You deconstruct. We're going to disconnect those two from there, and also get rid of those pipes. Okay, so that's that problem solved. You'll run fine. This is a bypass, so it has priority. Should liquid need to bypass, the other one will just stay in the cold room, which might come back to haunt me. Yeah, we'll come back to haunt me. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, hydrogen. We have hydrogen right here. Now, I only need a small amount to keep this running, so I actually think we're just going to tee off our output from our electrolyzer, bring this up. It is warm, so let's not dump the excess heat into the base. We're going to use ceramic pipe, which is way overkill, but you know, why not? And then we'll put that in there. Now, how do I set this so it doesn't get too cold? We're going to actually bring it up like that. And that goes in there. So you need to disconnect, you need to disconnect, you need to disconnect. That ladder... Yep, there we go. And then we're going to put a gas shut-off right there with a automation thermosensor right there, which will hook into that. And come on, game. There to there to there. Okay, that'll get that job done. Oh, look at all the packing. You're still overcrowded, but you'll self-maintain as time goes on. So, the idea is we're just going to dump this room full of hydrogen. As it's dumped full of hydrogen, all the oxygen should get forced out of the room. I might actually give my way... do I need that? No. No, we can build it in from this side. So yeah, as we add oxygen into the room, as we add hydrogen into the room, the oxygen is going to get forced out the bottom. As the hydrogen is the lighter gas, so it's going to sit at the top, which should give me a better thermal transfer. Ideally, I'd like to punch a hole in the bottom and let the oxygen out the bottom. The problem is, it lines up with the water tank. Actually, it might still work. I don't know. I'll have to come back for that one. Is this built yet? Nope. They're getting there. They're definitely getting there. Our rocket's back. Are you full? Nope, you're half full. Our rover miner's going hard at work. You're in tuned. No, that shouldn't matter. Oh! The rocket's in... Oh, now the auto miner's entombed. So it's not pumping in more... It's a little bit warm. Oh, one thing I did do is I did add a cooling loop up here. Hoping that I could just cool down the area a little bit. I don't think it's exactly working. If we look at the oil that's circulating around, it's at 11 degrees, 10 degrees. It's not really working terribly well. I didn't use any radiant pipe. I just used normal pipe. We might actually go and swap things over to a bunch of radiant pipe. There to there to there. Same story as always. Priority 9. All that. Yeah, because the stuff's down freezing the damn pipes. Unbury it. Okay. We're now filling it up. Good. That should cool our crude oil even better. Excellent. They're actually active repairs. Okay. Disable repair. I still haven't looked for a mod that lets me just mass disable repair. I'm sort of working on the principle that we're going to get away from damaged ladders as fast as possible. Hopefully. Realistically, setting it all to priority 1 would probably get me most of the way there. Because we never get the priority 1 tasks done, ever. Okay. So that's running, that's running. That's still being built. Where were we? Rerun in space is doing fine. We've dug out a section of this. That's all pretty... Yep, let's just go for the next chunk, like that. And this is... We've got hydrogen to there. We've got hydrogen coming up. So your automation says if you're above 25C, we're going to dump hydrogen there. And now that pipe's backed up. Almost. Yep, pretty much. Oh. Okay, we're going to need a high pressure vent here. Ventilation, high pressure vent. Very nice. Come on, dupes! Flooding, critter drop off, that's fine. Get rid of the colony achievement button. Come on, get rid of it now. I need this done now, dupes. High pressure vents. Hurry now. That's me. I've come to do it. No, it was Fry Guy. I missed it. Okay, I thought it was me. Same time, I'm going to keep things neat and tidy around here, so I'm going to sweep up this junk. Come on, Ethan. Yeah, you delivered the lead. Now somebody needs to go grab the plastic. And then somebody needs to actually build it. And as for cooling... it's subtracting 80,000 duplicate thermal units, but as you can see, it's still 22.4, 22.5. It's going to take a long time to level out. This is why we're going to automate the whole thing, and hopefully it should be fine. Okay, this bit of copper ore needs to go, because I want to brick this in. There you go. We're dumping hydrogen in. Look at our gas overlay. Now, I need to get this wall done before we get too much hydrogen in the room. Oh, really? I don't have any way to put it. You know what? It's fine. We're gonna... It's more than one way to skin a cat. We're gonna build the wall in. We're gonna cancel sweeping. Oh, as Alavan comes in. Alavan, why are you doing that? You're meant to be locked in your room, running on your wheel. Priorities. Emperor Nuke, operate, max. Alavan, max. Because I left the other ones as optional. Okay. Maybe between episodes I come back and modify that. Okay, like, guys, this has to be done now. Yep, because we're already letting hydrogen out. The hydrogen needs to stay in the room. I don't want to have to deal with it later. JJ, stop complaining about wet feet. Get this done. Come on. No, this. Not that. This. This. Who's... Caretaker. There we go. And Super Tux. Boom. Okay, now if I deconstruct this tile, and we go back to materials overlay, there's nothing but oxygen in there, which means in theory, I have no guarantees, in theory, we should be able to fill all the tiles with hydrogen and have all the oxygen force itself into this one tile. And then I don't know what we're going to do. But that's the theory. For 5 kilo, the pressure's definitely going up, so I think it's working. As for temperature, it's actually got warmer. In its defense, the temperature of the liquid has gone from 32 down to, well, we can look at it going in. 30 to 29, so it is cooling off. 6 kilos, 5 kilos. So it's going to have a while to go before we can fill up that room entirely. Okay. Food is decayed, invalid space. Yeah, okay, that's invalid. I agree. Critter drop-offs flooding. No, that's a design feature. Food is decayed. That's perfectly fine. You're going to go feed it to the pinch rows, poke shells, whatever they're called. Mop. Nope, not going to mop. Going to let it go. Overpressure. I didn't think about overpressure. You know what? We might just put another vent there. Nope. We might put a vent. You know what? I'm just going to put in a high pressure vent. Problem solved. Priority. That's getting done slowly. Unfortunately, the good duplicates coming doing it. I was really hoping the sacrifices would take care of this job, and the good ones would be busy with this project, because this is like a major project. It's going to take some time, purely because they have to come to this side of the base to jump into atmosphere to leave, to then come over here to build something. Actually, speaking of things like that, power. We got heavy wire there. If I was a betting man, I bet I could. We want... It really doesn't matter what the material is. Sure, 29. 3 tiles there with a transit tube access right there, which is made out of lead. Try again, Jetty. We want a transit tube access out of, I guess it has to be copper. And power overlay. Power overlay, I said. We want that to also come to here. Yeah. Okay, let's do this properly. It's got a -10 decor, so we're going to make it out of gold because it's got the +50 decor. We're just going to accept we have no materials. Roman miners buried again. Actually, oh, you're full. Okay, so let's turn that off. Let's go to that one tile, deconstruct. Let's go to that one rocket. We're going to show star map. You're going to go there instead. Launch. That should clear the launch pad, I hope. What's it going to do to my oil? 10 degrees? 11 degrees? Basically no impact whatsoever. That's the other rerun. Yeah, we got 2 reruns. Disable auto repair. Just deconstruct it. Like, the sooner you guys get that deconstructed, the sooner the gas can backflow. Yeah, this is not a very nice spot to be right at the moment. It's slightly warm. This is why we have this cooling loop, which is... I guess it's working? Incapacitated. It's the other rerun. Is there. Anybody gonna help out a rerun? Anybody? Anybody? Whilst we wait, new printables. Okay. Who did I say next was? Stardust. No, actually there's one before Stardust. There was Operate Tidy. Decorate Supply. Operate Suit Wearing. Mouth Breather. Mouth Breather is definitely a positive for our base. So, we had Scrammy, who not only asked for 1 duplicate as a sacrifice, they asked for 3, which means either they have a bunch of confidence in my oxygen included gameplay abilities, or they just figured, like, if they throw in 3 names, then hopefully, you know, one of them might survive to the end of the series. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, so we're just going to take one of the names. They gave me the names of Vex Krishnu, Rondo Tiff, or Monkey Man. As Monkey Man is the one I can pronounce without even thinking, we're going to go with Monkey Man. So, welcome to the base of Monkey Man. You are absolutely useless, and you're going to get printed off and become yet another duplicate. We're going to give you a skill of... Emperor Nuke has got the next lot of field research. No, Inferior Rook. Oh, we've already got an Inferior Rook. Okay, yep, I forgot to give him supply and carry, and I guess you're going to go into tinkering. There we go. Welcome to the base, Monkey Man. Hopefully you live a long life, but going off the old reruns... Oh no, he's been picked up. I've come and picked him up, so maybe he'll survive? Yeah, he survived. Okay, we need to just dig out those tiles And that should fix all the problems. Okay, we're going to set all those repair tasks to 1. That one will actually set to a high priority. And we'll build... No, that was our last rocket without reconfiguring it. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do... If above 20 degrees. So you're still running. You're set to if above 40. So what we have is the stupidest thing ever. I'm heating the petroleum to then use the thermo aquatuner to cool the petroleum and dump the heat that I've generated into this room. Okay, I know it's stupid. It's perfectly fine. Where's Rewan going? Oh wow, there's some sword dupes. Okay. I'll have a bed. Kazareth will have a bed. Martin will have a bed. Muppet will have a bed. That's it. Okay. What I want to try to do is I want to try and make a loop system. So I want to take my steam down here, and then once it gets down here, you're definitely off, aren't you? Yep. Once it gets down here, have it swing back and come straight back to here and keep moving around circles. The idea, hopefully, being is it doesn't crack the pipes. I don't lose too much heat when it gets down here, although this is ceramic, so we should be okay. So it doesn't lose too much heat when it gets down here and then gets back up here as hot as possible. That's the idea, at least. And do I cheat the system? Maybe in a future episode. But yeah, we need to reconfigure our rockets, which are definitely going to be a future episode problem. At the same time, we also need to get all of this built, which is definitely also not going to happen this episode. I think we just run out of time. But we do have a Rewan in space who is not dead, believe it or not, and actually has some oxygen, sort of. The whole base is not really oxygenated over here terribly well. You're pumping oxygen. Oh. So if I took that vent and plugged it in there, and then just did a wee bit of maintenance. So we have one oxygen line coming over here. We have a second oxygen line going all the way over there. And down to there. If I... Oxygen. If I disconnect that and run that oxygen line there instead. Deconstructed that vent, which is obviously doing a whole lot of nothing. That should hopefully increase pressure over here, which is being dumped here and here. And our oxygen problems over here. Yeah, it's close enough. It should give more pressure. At the same time, I don't need to take oxygen up and around the loop anymore. So that can all go away. Our CO2 problems are mostly gone. Our base being full of CO2 is a separate problem. You deconstruct probably 9. Oh, I never said filter. Or did I put in a bridge? Nor did I finish setting up this. We've got a few things that are not complete. Sweep, probably 9, that. Right, that's the sweep command. Probably 9, that. Yeah, we've got a few tasks that are not complete. So, next episode, we'll come back. This will be all finished because I'll just let them run and finish this off. So, we have our space scanners. We have our mining drills that should clear any regolith that falls through when the doors are open. We have our automation. We have our space scanners. We have our robo miners, which need a cooling loop, which comes from down here, which has a good old steam turbine heat deletion device with a thermo aqua tuner. So I need to get water into this room. I need to get either oil or petroleum into parts of this loop. I also need to get in a transformer down here to actually power up this guy. And then to top it all off, I need to get this power line right the way across the map. Right through this like blistering hot rocket area. So yeah, we're gonna get this built the next episode, but I don't think we're gonna get it powered on. I think it's gonna require probably some tweaking in the next episode to get this up and running. Anyway, that's where we're gonna leave this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm actually surprised no duplicates died in the making this episode, but I guess we made up for that in the last episode. So yeah, with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.